Right. Today, we are going to deal with, yesterday or in the previous session, we have discussed about the overview, introduction rather, of the international business and the factors influencing business environment, then globalization and various modes of entry into uh, foreign trade, foreign business transactions. Fine. Now, if there are any doubts, we will discuss about the previous block. Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4 we have discussed. If you have anything to add on that, if you have any doubts, I just want you to speak out and then we'll discuss and close the block 1 before proceeding to block 2. Can you speak out,
No
sir?
doubt. I think clear. Yes, clear, sir. Yes, sir.
It was clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll just share your material for the uh, second block. It is with you, but to discuss, I'm just sharing with you. Yeah.
Uh, Sir,
Can you? Yeah. Can you see the document?
yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. Uh, Yesterday or in the previous session, I was talking about what is the difference between, or what are the differences between a foreign trade and a domestic trade. Okay, we'll discuss few things, okay, few differences, then go to the next block. Now, can you, we are here about, let's say, 10 people, including me. We are 11 participants. Okay, we'll exclude the host. Okay, the host is the administrator. So we'll excluding the host. Uh, we will continue with, all 10 of us. Can you please, we'll take one by one. We'll start with Mr. Muhammad Abu Bakr Siddiqui, then followed by Mr. Ayappa, then followed by Miss Anne Rebecca, then followed by Ramya, then Ruxana Sheikh, sorry, then Sandeep, and lastly, uh, Stravani, and Vignani also is there, Yugandhar also. Okay, then lastly, me. Now, each of us will take one difference, okay, and distinguish, okay, what's the difference between a domestic trade and an international trade? What are the differences? One will pick up and we'll consolidate all of our differences, all our opinions into an essay. Okay, let's go ahead. You can just pick up something that is there from your material also, that's no problem, or you may Google also. I have no problem, or you may put forth your own opinion. Anything is okay. Either you'll Google it or go through your material or speak out of your own thinking. That's okay. Can you start with, we'll start with Muhammad Abu Bakr. Yes, sir. Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I have to say, what are the problems when we have with domestic and international trade?
No, distinguishing point. One distinguishing point. What
Okay.
what differentiates the domestic trade and international trade? International business.
Domestic trade is something which we do it in only in our states
Hmm.
and cities.
Hmm.
But an international trade is something which we do globally.
Okay, what you want to say is the boundaries are country within the country boundaries. What you do is domestic trade. If you're
Yes, sir.
crossing the boundaries, geographical boundaries, then that is international trade. That's what your distinguishing point. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. We'll go to the next. I think for me, your list may be different. Of you may volunteer instead of me taking. You may volunteer.
Sir, this is Rebecca here.
Yeah, Rebecca.
Um, Difference between domestic and international businesses, the currencies varies, sir.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. Yeah, the currencies are different. Uh, you may trade, somebody may be trading from Gujarat with a Hyderabadi trader, right? And there's textile industry in Gujarat, and the same cloth is transported to Hyderabad. There are different states, but the country is same, the economy is same, the currency is same. That's domestic trade. And when you're crossing the boundaries of the country, India, then currencies are different. That's very good. Okay, this is 1 point. 2 points we have done. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I am
Ravi, can
Ayappa
I
here,
answer?
sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Exchange instability.
Go ahead, sir. I have heard.
Yeah, I want you to proceed.
Exchange
Yeah, yeah, sir.
instability, entry regulations and laws.
Who is speaking? Ayappa?
Sandeep sir.
No, sir. Someone is speaking.
Sandeep. Okay. Mr. Sandeep says there is a regulation which you just comply with the regulations of one economy. But once you're thinking of going global, you have to not only adhere on to the norms of the domestic country, laws of the land that host country. Okay, domestic country, you also have to abide by the rules and regulations of the host country where you're going to set up your business, right? So this is another distinguishing point. Rules are just one country. If it is domestic business, if you're going international business, wherever you go, you have to abide by the rules and regulations of that country. That's very good. Yeah, this is Mr. Sandeep. Yeah, Sandeep is we have so far Abu Bakr, Rebecca, Sandeep, we got. Okay, next person.
I am Ayappa here, sir.
Ayappa, yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, less capital investment is in domestic business compared with international business.
Yeah, the capital required is very less.
Less in domestic business.
Domestically, the capital. And if you're going international, huge amounts you need. Sometimes if you're translating your domestic currency with their currency, the host country's currency, you may just land up in huge amount involved in the capital that's going to be invested. So that's very good point. The capital required for international business is huge, whereas the domestic business, it is much less than the international business. That's very good. Thank you. Next is 4 people. We are done with 4 people. Next person. Ruxana. Miss Ruxana Sheikh.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So basically, when you compare business from a home ground country or your country to another country, the research point of view changes because there's a lot of things we need to, think about because it's the culture, tradition, even the norms in our country changes when compared to the other countries. So there are a lot amount of research is involved while
You
doing
mean-
such businesses.
Okay, continue, please.
Yeah, I think.
Done?
Yeah, I wanted to put forth this. Yeah,
What-
you want to add something, please?
What you want to say is there is more risk element exists.
Yeah,
There exists
thank you.
there exists an element of risk, more risk, okay, higher risk in the international business than in the domestic business.
Domestic one, yes, right, sir.
You know this GMR case, now most of you know
Yeah,
this
yeah,
GMR case. When the previous government was there in Mali, in the construction of the airport, Mali airport, what they have done, they said, you just bring your money, invest here, spend money, build the airport, then later on, this can be you can run it for 10 years or 20 years or so. And once the airport was about to be completed, construction is about to be completed, the government changed. The next government said, hey, nothing doing, get lost. The deal that you had was, defective, okay, fraudulent. Just get out of our country. That's what they said. That's That's a sovereign risk. There's a change in the government,
Yes.
right? And you have invested a huge amount of money. If it is your country, you will go to High Court, then you will go to Supreme Court. You'll go to local court, you'll go to Supreme Court, High Court, then you'll go to Supreme Court. But who will settle your money there? Who will settle your transactions there, right? Okay, International Court of Justice is there, but that's lengthy process now. No, risk is risk. So there's a high risk, Ruksa says there's a high risk when it is international business, and risk is less in the
When compared to the domestic ones. Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Then who else? Anybody can volunteer.
It's Vignani, sir. There will be a transportation cost will be more in international trade when compared to domestic.
Yeah, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, hardly the length is around 5,000 kilometers. I think I'm not sure about it. I don't think that it's more than 5,000 kilometers. But if you have to ship some goods to United States of America, okay, think the goods it will take 2-3 months for the ships for the goods to reach the other side, right? In the olden days, 6 months. Even people to travel from one country to another country, they used to take 6 months. 6 months. There's one gentleman who was a Britisher who was coming from London, started from London, came to India. By the time he reached Calcutta, he has mastered Sanskrit. He has become scholar in Sanskrit. That was the duration. In 6 months' time, he became scholar of Sanskrit and translated Mahabharata, Ramayana into English, right? So that was the duration. But now, however less it is reduced because of the technology, there's more time because of the distance. And there's also more cost involved when you have to transport or ship goods to other countries beyond the boundaries, right? That's good point. Next. And domestically, it is very less. Cost is less. Transportation cost is less. Okay. Go ahead. Who will take up the next point? Vignani has completed, right? Stravani has completed. Ayappa has done. Sandeep has done. Ruxana has done. Ramya and Stravani. Ramya and Stravani. Yes, please.
Sir?
Yeah. No, we are talking about distinguishing. International trade and international business and domestic business.
There is a differences in taxes.
If you have inconvenience of the noise around, okay, doesn't matter. Okay, I'll go to the next person. Right. We'll go to Stravani. Yes, madam. Yeah, whoever doesn't have the surrounding noises can speak out. Okay, you can unmute yourself and speak. But if you
bureaucracy, sir.
Bureaucracy, okay, bureaucracy. This is an advantage as well as disadvantage. Okay, when things are not working well in the country, then you may think of going out of the country, right? Now, when things were not doing well with the Steve Jobs, then he had to go out of the house, right? Things worked well with Steve Jobs. Not everybody is lucky enough. Okay, it's not just luck. He was also hardworking, and hard work should be, blessed by God. So it went well with Steve Jobs, right? And it went well with many people, big people, so many big people. But very often what happens when you go beyond the country's borders, then you can escape the bureaucratic red tape culture, right? We have the colonial culture is still existing in the country, India. They have given up those countries which have imposed, okay, that the structures, hierarchical structures, they have removed it, right? But the country like India, they are still continuing with what they have imposed. That's what the CJI recently has said. Now, why do you want to just hold on to those laws which were colonial? They got rid of those laws. Now, why you want to hold on to those laws? Just be away with such laws. Now they are no longer practical in the present scenario. So yeah, you want to avoid such laws. Okay, then you may be able to do business freely. Like for example, you will find many people from Konkan region, from Malabar region, then from Gujarati region, okay, that west coast region. You'll find many people from this west coast in Middle East. You know why? Here, to set up a business, oh my, you had to pay bribe to the local councillor, corporator, you had to pay bribe to the assistant commissioner of municipalities or municipal corporation. Then you had to pay to the commercial tax officer. Then you have to pay to the local MLA. Oh my, your revenue will be 50% or sometimes 60% of your revenue goes only to these people. 2 days back I was traveling from my place towards Kukatpalli. Just after the Musapet metro, I was just crossing because there was a traffic signal. I was just taking left to avoid the traffic to reach the that Forum Mall. Then when I took left, on the left side, there was a lake, Kukatpalli Lake. And on the lake, on the bank of that lake, so many food stalls, hundreds of food stalls, hundreds of small stalls were set up. I was surprised. What is this? It was not there. It was just a lake, and a beautiful road is laid. And on the road, there are so many stalls, established. Then I was told by one of the locals, from each stall, every day, 200 rupees goes to each bandi, each cart, 200 rupees goes to the local corporator or MLA. Look at this. There are hundreds, not even hundreds, thousands of small stalls, right? Now look at this. This fellow gets all through the day or night, he will get hardly maybe 1,000 rupees. Out of 1,000, his profit may be 40 or 30%. Let's say 30%. Out of the 30% comes to 300. Out of the 300, 200 goes only as bribe, and he's left with 100. This is the state of affairs in the domestic business in India. And therefore, people want to experiment out. Now, you'll be surprised. When Indians set up the business, their business is protected so well, and they have been doing wonderful. They are not only developing themselves, they are also developing their countries. Right? The country is encouraging. If things go wrong, the government comes to protect the business of the expats to any extent. Right? So that is the safety. Instead of taking looting the businessmen, they were encouraging the businessmen. And with it, as a result, the businessmen are developing and the country also is developing. But the reverse scenario we see in India, right? So to avoid such things, people are thinking of, exploring opportunities outside, right? Okay, then we'll go to the next. Lastly, I think almost all of us have covered, right? Stravani, have you completed, madam? Yeah, we'll cross-check if we have missed anything. Am I sharing with you? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, sure.
These are the points, right? Okay, let us check what points we have discussed or existing here. The fundamental difference between domestic and international trade, okay, is the existence of inventions by governments of home and host countries. Okay, yeah, if there's something invented, right? What is that? Invention by the government or by the host countries. The fundamental distinction between domestic and international business is the exist of interventions by the governments of home and host countries. What is this? What
It
is
is just
this?
like policies,
Huh?
policy difference.
Policy differences. Okay. Then number two, many of the parameters are very that are very important in the international business. So yeah, this is what some people already have identified. It may be cultural difference, it may be regulatory difference, it may be market differences, it may be legal systems. Yeah, point by point point two you have done exhaustively. Okay, then this is very important also. You can elaborate into 2 3 points also. Then distinguishing feature of international business is that international firms operate in environments that are highly uncertain. This is what risk. I think somebody told me risk. Okay, Vignani, I think if I'm not wrong. Yeah, risk is the and you don't know when what happens in the international market, but in domestic market to some extent, even domestic market, it is risky. There are certain uncertain things, but to some extent the guesswork is easy here in the domestic. Now fourth point, in domestic business transactions are carried on, yeah, geographical. I think this is the first point that we have covered, right? Then yeah, this is not covered. This is not covered by anybody. Yeah, quality, quality. I tell you one funny thing. Many of many Indians, when they're coming for the vacation from the Gulf, what they do now, they'll just buy all things, right? Like especially the garments, dresses, they'll buy. When they're buying, why do you buy? Why are you buying these clothes? No, this quality is not available in India. Okay. Then when you check the label, it's all made in Bangladesh, made in India, made in Pakistan, made in Burma, made in Sri Lanka. All these countries people, they collect these goods which are made in their own country. They collect from there and come back, made in India, bought in Dubai and brought back to India. Look at this. Why do you do this? Yeah, this quality is not available in India. All right. So when international business takes place, high quality is expected. If quality is not there, then it is sent back, right? It is sent back. So international, yeah, for some time, 800cc car was a big deal 30 40 years ago. And now people are using much superior quality motor cars that's used by the middle class, right? So this is the advantage, this is the difference. In the globalized business, you'll see best quality, you'll see best skill, best service you can avail, right? Think of our banking services. Had there not been, the globalization, then the foreign banks would have not come. When the foreign banks have entered, right, and started giving the superior services, the domestic banks are forced to give us equal services on par with them. And as a result, the public sector banks also were forced. And they see the attitude of the officers at the public sector banks 30 years back and see the attitude now, right? There's totally difference. Okay, there's a superior quality of services offered now than at the time. Then domestic business deals with, this is dealt by somebody. Currency is different. And domestic business requires less capital. Yeah, very good. Somebody dealt with this. Then domestic capital required is less in domestic. Domestic business has few restrictions. Yeah, this is also dealt by somebody. The nature of customers. Yeah, domestic players, customer lot is known to you compared to the international customers, right? Then research is to be conducted, okay, before you think of getting into international market. Now, for making idli dosa at Maitrivanam, you don't need to make any research. Okay, if you have interest or willingness to do some dosa there and provide to the people, students there, That's enough. It's 1 day or 2 days homework. Okay, what all you need is just little money to set up a bandi there. That's it. Right. Next is, this is the point that we have left yesterday. Then you can just deal with all these things. You can go through, and if you need doubts, feel free to shoot your doubts. Yeah. Basically, mine is accounting and finance. Yeah. What is domestic marketing? Define the term international marketing. What is global marketing? Okay. What is marketing, first of all? What is marketing?
The place where
Buying and selling, sir.
Yeah, somebody was saying, yes, madam. Can you please
the
repeat?
place where
I'll come back.
selling of products are taken place.
Come on, once again.
The place where buying and selling of goods are taken place is called marketing.
Okay. Okay. Now, did you buy anything, Vignani, during last week? Did you buy anything online?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a place? Did you meet?
It's a platform.
It's a platform, right? Okay, it's a platform. Now, your definition of place is getting changed now. Now you're using the word platform. Okay, now it is no longer a place, it's an arrangement or a platform. It's a platform where the buyers and sellers come together. That's a market. That's a market. It can be online market, it can be virtual market, it can be physical market. That's different. Okay. Now, what's marketing then? What is marketing?
Plan, price, promote.
Have you completed marketing subject, principles of marketing, in the first semester, second semester?
Completed, sir.
Marketing is a common paper, right? It's not elective. It's a common paper. Yeah. Can you just recap? We'll quickly go to the next block. Okay, we'll finish the review, then we'll go there. Yeah. Yeah, what's marketing? Now, don't worry if you don't know also. Okay, try to attempt. When you try to attempt, then, either me or any of our colleagues correct us. That's how we learn. It's all collaborative learning at executive level, right? It is not, I teach something. It's, you're not students, you're executives. It's an executive program. Okay. So we learn collaboratively, right? It just because you don't know a particular point, it doesn't mean that you don't know anything. It's not like that, right? So there are many things that you know, and only this point you're not able to retrieve from your mind. It is, you have already learned and written the exam also, you're not able to retrieve for at this moment. It doesn't mean that you don't know anything. Nobody rules out like that, right? Right. So yeah, if you can attempt to retrieve what's marketing.
So
Marketing.
Yes, Rebecca.
So marketing is the activity where we show the products to the customers.
Okay. Then Ruxana.
So marketing basically is promoting or branding of the product. We sales is like selling that, but marketing is a process involving with a process wherein we can tell the audience that creating awareness is marketing basically.
Okay, is it not the same? Others, I'm asking others other than these two people. Is it not the same? Yeah, it is promoting, it is brand building, right? No, it is saying that, look, I have a product, I have a service, right? Available at this price. You're detailing about the product, you're showing your product. That's what Rebecca said. You're showing the product and say or intend that the product is available for sale. The product is available for sale. Look at this. It is not just showing the product, but you must indicate that That showing means that it is available for sale. It is available for sale, right? If it is not available for sale, then that's not marketing, right? What is your objective? To improve the saleability of the good or service, right? That is marketing, right? Any additions anybody would like to add on this?
We buy or sell whatever it is, maybe basically for our profit only, sir.
Ultimately, it is for the profit. Yes, ultimately, it is for the profit. Very good. Now we understood what's a market, what is marketing, then what is international market. Doing the same activity of showing the goods or promoting the goods or services, okay, trying to sell them, okay, all these activities you're doing internationally beyond the boundaries of the country. That's international market. If you're doing within the boundaries, geographical boundaries, political boundaries of an economy, then that's domestic market, right? Okay, global marketing, domestic marketing. Okay, international. If it is between two countries, then it's an international market. Then if it is more than two, it's global, right? Then distinguish international business and yeah, this we have done. Okay, all those points that we have discussed, we began with. Then long answer, describe the advantages and disadvantages of international marketing. What are the advantages? Yeah.
We can get more profit if we are selling in internationally, sir, because currency deviation difference is there.
Okay. Yeah.
The chance of recognition.
The chance of recognition.
Recognition.
Okay. 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 Then I think this is more than enough for you to just go through this trigger. This is, we at this level, we give just trigger for you to, a push, a kind of push, right? For you to prepare. Now we will go to block 2. Block 2. International marketing. International marketing. Block 2. Is it correct? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, let's check it once again, because we have to go as per the syllabus.
International market analysis.
International market analysis. International market analysis. You have country risk analysis. You have foreign investment analysis. You have foreign exchange market analysis. Then finally, currency convertibility. Now, this paper is very good. It's very interesting. If at all, if you can just, not for the exam, if you learn it seriously, these concepts will be useful in any point of your career. Yeah. Now let's go to country risk analysis, international market analysis, followed by country risk analysis. Okay, this is in page 18. Unit 2.
Control F and you can go to the page, sir. You can type country risk analysis.
We'll go straight to the
Yes.
Command F. For me, Command F, country risk analysis. Risk analysis. Okay, no. Yeah. So 81, page 81. Yeah, country risk analysis. Country risk analysis. Now, before that, there is an introduction, international market analysis. Okay, this is the introduction about the units that we are going to talk about. Country risk analysis explains the risk, okay, of country, and foreign investment risk analysis or foreign investment analysis. Okay, whatever it is, yeah, we have just lost a few minutes here. Yeah, country risk analysis. Yeah, country, we know risk. What is risk, sir? What is risk? We know country and analysis. All of us know what is risk. What trouble says risk. What is risk? What is risk? First, we should understand what is risk.
Like a challenge.
Yes,
Challenge.
challenge. It's a challenge. Very good. Next. It's a challenge. Yes, it's a challenge. I agree. What else? Yeah. Challenge. If there are known challenges, can you call that risk? If there are known challenges, can you call that risk?
No.
Okay. And if you know a certain thing, it's very difficult thing to do, but you know it very well that it is very difficult. Yeah. So is it risk? Doing CFA is very difficult thing to do, right? But having chosen to do CFA, is it risk? Yeah, if you perceive it is a risk, it is risk. If you think that, yes, I'm able to complete it, it's difficult, I'm going to complete it. If you have determined to do that, right, is it a risk? There are papers known to you. Okay, there's an assessment pattern known to you. Everything is known to you. Now look at this. I'm taking an average of above average student. I'm not talking about below average student. So you know very well the pattern on the format. You know very well the pass percentage. You know very well the syllabus, and you have excellent instructors for teaching those courses, right? So taking up such a program, CFA, is it risky? I don't think it's risky. I don't think it's risky, right? But it is risky also. In one sense, it is risky. By any chance, if you are not able to, levels, level 1, 2, 3, in the given time frame, what happens? You will cross your age limit. When you cross your age limit, all your friends will be, in higher positions by choosing other programs. Let's say they have chosen MBA, and 2 years MBA they have completed, and after MBA they have joined job, and already they are in 5 years of service. Whereas you're still doing level 2 of CFA program, you're still to clear some papers, right? So it's risky. In one sense, it is risky, but in other sense, you know very well it is, it is known to you. Now, risk is uncertain things, right? So, when you see uncertain challenges, okay, there's a challenge, very good. That's agreed. But that challenge is, if you're uncertain of, facing the challenge and be successful, that's risk. That's risk. Yeah. How far you're going to be successful in selling the ceiling fans or table fans in African countries? Will you be successful in selling these ceiling fans or table fans in African countries? I'll tell you some example, Middle East and North Africa. Yeah, MENA region I'll take. Middle East and North Africa. Will you be successful in selling the fans? Right? And in some countries, it is possible. In some countries, it is not at all possible. the weather is very hot, maybe, but humidity is very less. Where the fans are required, where there is a humidity. Okay, so when there is no humidity, then where's the need of a fan? You need AC, okay, air condition, right? So for certain country markets selling the fans, somebody was thinking that there are no ceiling fans in any building, any structure, and he thought, I must take advantage of this situation. Then he imported so many ceiling fans and displayed in the exhibition, right? When he displayed in the exhibition, and he was not able to sell even one fan. Even for trial also they did not buy. Even for checking also they did not buy. He could not sell any fan in a particular country. Why? Because there is no humidity in that place. Okay, though it's an African country, there is no humidity. People don't sweat. So therefore they don't require fans. At the most they may require AC, but they don't require fans. So this is one example I'm telling. When you're going global and trying to put your money there, you have to identify the country risk factors. Okay, now one of these risk factors, political risks. Okay, this is political risk, country specific political risk. If you're going to that, if you're going to that country, what's that? Yeah, where Boko Haram is dominating the country. Yeah, if you're going to set up your business in a country, what is that? Where is Boko Haram? That's the most deadliest terrorist organization. I'm sorry, I'm not able to remember that country. Yeah, if you're going to set up your business there, that's a country-specific political risk. If you're going to set up your business in Kabul, capital city of Afghanistan, then it is a country-specific political risk. All right. So, yeah, look at this. Change in the attitudes of the host country, regulatory actions of the government of that country, blockage of fund transfer. Suddenly the government may say, no, remittance, no expat remittance. Then suddenly if they say that, if other countries may say some corrective measures they may take, then suddenly the currency rate also may change. There may be a war. More than 70% of the region is captured by, again, Taliban in Afghanistan, right? After US has, slowly one by one, little by little, percentage by percentage, troop by troop, they're withdrawing from Afghanistan. So as they are withdrawing, then again, Taliban came back. Okay. So, and they're taking over political control. In such a scenario, if let's say you have been doing business for the last 10 years, and when you see certain scenarios like this, what happens? You have to exit the market. Okay, you have to exit the market. Then, yeah, dilution of controlling measures of corruption. I was listening to one gentleman. He was the sales director of Asia Ford company. Okay, for Asia Pacific. And he was telling, John, in India, you have to compromise. He said, why? The country director of India said, you have to compromise. Unless you pay bribe, you cannot get any paper, approved in India. Right? You have to tell lies. You have to give bribes. This only works in this country. Then he said, nothing doing. Our company policy is not that. We are not going to do. Whether they allow us to sell the cars, motor cars, whether they'll allow us to set up the plant or not, we're not going to do that. Right? Then, this is the reality, John. You don't understand. You are a man from the other side. I'm here. I'm born and brought up. And for the last 50 years, I'm here. Right? And this man was not able to understand. Nothing doing. We are not going to fudge the figures. We are not going to tell the lies. We are not going to give bribe. Right? Look at this. This is a dilution of controlling measures of corruption. Right? So these are all come under country-specific political risks. Right? Then come to, what happens, If you don't do that, if you don't comply with, right, actions, okay, blockage, right, then all these things. Next is your economic risk, country specific economic risk. Country specific economic risk. There may be inflation because of the poor policies of the government. Okay, look at this. The oil prices have risen up so badly, right? So badly. It is like, I'm sorry to say this, even the opposition has joined hands indirectly. They're not questioning the rising oil price. They may say, for namesake, just one or two statements they may issue, they may release, which doesn't disturb the government too much. Okay, if the opposition wants, they can stop the rising price of the oil. They can stop it, but they don't want to stop it, right? They don't want to stop it because the next government, they are going to become the next government. They do want money, right? So it's all the hand in hand, right? So sometimes because of such economic policies, the inflation may go up. What happens when the oil price goes up? Okay, when the oil price goes up for any country, everything else increases. The transportation cost increases. When the transportation cost increases, okay, then the price for the commodities will increase. When that happens, inflation automatically changes. When inflation increases, what happens? The interest rates will be affected. They will rise. Okay, and the money supply, though money is supplied more, right, then the purchasing power of that money supply goes down, right? Then the consumption, when the prices are going up, people cannot afford that. Okay, because more money is demanded by the goods and services. When more money is demanded by the goods and services, people prefer less. Okay, when people prefer less, the demand gets affected. When demand gets affected, right, there's a surplus production, and the surplus production is there. That's the money locked up in the form of goods and services, right? And what happens? The economy begins to decline. All right. So these are country specific economic risks. Okay, country specific economic risks. Okay, then financial risk. Financial risk. What are the financial risks? Yeah, country specific financial risk refers to the ability of economy to get required foreign currency necessary to meet the foreign. Yeah, this is what. You need oil, right? And the oil that you have within the country is not sufficient. Then you had to buy from outside, right? To buy from outside, you had to pay in their currency, right? To pay in their currency, you need to have that currency with you. Either that currency, okay, either that currency, let's say if you're importing from Saudi Arabia, you need to have Saudi riyals. Even if you don't have Saudi riyals, you had to, sell the dollars that you have and get the riyals and pay them in riyals. Okay. So now look at this. When P.V. Narasimha Rao has taken over as the prime minister of the country, can you imagine this? The foreign exchange reserves available with the country, the reserves were just for 1 week, just sufficient to meet the needs of 1 week. There are so many things. I'm telling you the example of oil. There are so many things we buy. We get the technology transfer. Okay, so many things we import, the knowledge import we get, right? So for so many things we had to meet the obligations, and sometimes we take loans and we had to repay the loans. We had to repay in the foreign currency terms or currency denominations. So to repay also, you don't have money. That was the scenario in 1990s, early 90s, right? So what was the option available? The risk was to that extent. The previous government has messed up the things and handed over that government to this government, right? And PV Narasimha Rao also became mad. He didn't know what to do, and he called the professor of finance, professor of economics, Dr. Manmohan Singh, when he was working as a professor in Cambridge or some other university in London. And he called him and said, "Hey, this is what our scenario. Can you do something?" Right? Now, then he said, "I need time." "Okay, take your time and just do something." Then he started checking out the strategy. The first attempt was to come out of this come out of this problem. There was a risk. In such a risky scenario, will any country be encouraged to deal with a country like India, to deal with the companies of India from outside? No, nobody will be encouraged. So what he did, then Manmohan Singh said, what's the gold available here, right? This much is the gold. 5,000 tons of gold is taken, and that gold is kept kept as a mortgage, and borrowed money, foreign exchange. In terms of dollars, it may be little of dollars we need, little of reals we need, little of yens we need. We have taken the currency. After taking the currency, and with that currency, we started, making the payments. When we are making the payment, the credibility of the economy, improves. Okay. And people perceive less risk, less financial risk. Hey, no, this country is okay. Now it's okay. It's able to pay, right? So this is what the total external debt and imports, total internal debt and GDP. Okay, these are all the terms used in our example. All these terms are used in this example. The government may borrow from outside by just keeping the gold reserve that it has and get some foreign currencies, or it may, if it wants to make the payments internally, okay, then it will raise the money through bonds, okay, through gold, through various types of bonds. It doesn't raise the debenture. It's all the same. If government raises, it's called bond. If the corporate raises, it's called debenture, whatever it is, right? So all these are related to country specific financial risk, country specific financial risk. Okay. Now, yeah, how do you measure country risk? There's a country risk. Okay, how do you measure country risks? These are the ways that he provides us, these ways to measure the country risk. Checklist approach, okay, then Delphi technique, quantitative analysis, inspection method, combination of all the above. Combination of, you take Delphi technique and combine with the checklist and quantitative analysis and inspection method. All right. Yeah, it will take a little time. Yeah, look at this one, composite risk rating. I just want you to look into this, just this, and we'll just go to the next topic. Yeah. Look at this one. Yeah, this point onwards, we will just go through. I want somebody to read this illustration. This, I want you to understand till here. Yeah, this may come for the exam or may not come, but I just want you to learn this point. Yeah. Can you please read this? Any of you? Yeah, can you please read this?
To understand how rating methodology is followed by different rating agencies, Uh, a small illustration of methodology is given for clearer understanding in the following paragraphs. Different ratings comprising different variables usually grouped into three major
So,
categories of risk.
hmm.
Uh, I couldn't see this.
You're not able to see.
Usually grouped into three subcategories
Hmm.
of risk, namely economic, financial, and political.
Hmm.
A separate index is created for each of the subcategories. The political risk index is based on 100 points, financial risk on 50 points, and economic risk on 50 points, as case may be as per their individual perception and the risk weightage they want to give.
Hmm.
The total points from the three indices are divided by 2 to produce the weight for inclusion in the composite country risk score. The composite scores ranking from 0 to 100 are then broken into categories from very low risk 70 to 100 points to very high risk 0 to 49.9 points. The second system is based on a set of 20 components grouped into three major categories of risk: political, financial, and economic, with political risk comprising 10 components and financial and economic risk each comprising 5 components. Each component is assigned a maximum numerical value, risk points, with the highest number of points indicating the lowest potential risk for the component and the lowest number 0 indicating the highest potential risk. The maximum points assigned to each component will vary and is preset within the system, and it is decided on the importance weighting of that component to the overall risk of a country.
Okay.
For example,
For example, we'll continue from there. Okay, before we go to that, for example, what is
yes.
that? They are doing different organizations, different companies follow different methodologies of making this risk analysis. Okay, and broadly they take three. What they say is three: political, financial, and economic. Right? All these are country risk analysis points. To just assess how risky is a country is to enter. Okay, if you get the score of 49.9, then it is risky to enter into this country, better not to venture in. And if you get above 50, it's okay, but it is less than 70 na? It's less than 70 na? Just think of, have a second thought, it's less than 70. And if the score comes to 75, there is absolutely no risk to enter this economy. You can enter, you can start business, there's no risk. Okay, because it is falling between 70 to 100. Now, how do you get these scores? Now, one way is assign 100 points for political, assign 50 points for financial, and then 50 points for economic, right? 200 points. Now, just take the weightage of these 200 points. Okay, let's say out of 100 points you get let's say 80 points. The weight is weight of this 80 points in the total 200. How much? Did you understand, sir? Total is 200. Total is 200. And what is the weight of the political risk? Let's say political risk, you have assigned 80 points. Now, 80 points weight in 200, how much? 0.4, if I'm not wrong. 80 by 200.
40%, sir.
Yeah,
40%.
0.4 or 40%.
Yes.
Then out of 50 points for financial, you might have got 40 points. 40 points. You have assigned 40 points. By any parameters, I don't know what parameters you have used, but you have assigned 40 points. Okay, financial, right? 40, what's the weightage of 40 into 100? 20%, na? Or 0.2. 0.2. And similarly, remaining also you got 50 out of 50. Okay. And what's the total of this 50 in the total 200? What's in 225?
25%.
So one is 25% or 0.25.
Yes, sir.
0.25. Okay, 0.25. Yeah. 0.25 is the assigned score, right? But what is the actual one? What's the actual weight? This is what you have assigned. What is the actual weight? 50% is political, that's 0.5. Okay, 100 by 200 into 100, or simply 100 by 200, 0.5, and 50 by 200, 0.25, 50 by again 200, okay, 0.25. So 0.5 plus 0.25 plus 0.25. These are actual weights, right? Take the product of these two. Take the product of these two. Let's say 0.5 into 0.5 into what's that? 4. 0.4. Actually, it's 0.4, na? 0.5 is the absolute figure, right? The share. 0.5 into 0.4 gives you some figure. Then 0.25 into 0.2 gives you some figure. Then 0.25 into 0.25 gives you some figure, right? Take that total and get a score. Okay, then if that is between 70 and 100, then you are safe to enter that market, right? There is one more way of doing, this is second way. The second system is based on the set of 20 components. Okay, 20 components grouped into 3 major categories of political, economic, and financial. Economic and grouping. You have grouped into, look at this: political, financial, and economic. Okay, with the political risk comprising of 10 components and financial and economic comprising of 5 components, each comprising of 5 components. All right. Then each component is assigned a maximum numerical value with the highest number of points indicating the lowest potential risk. Lowest risk is given highest points. Okay, highest risk is given with the lowest points. That's what the maximum points assigned to each component will vary and is preset with the system and is decided on the importance of that component to the overall risk of the country. For example, now we can see. For example, the following risk components, weights, and sequence are used to produce the political risk rating. Government stability with a maximum of 15. Actually, 15 out of what? 20. Socio-economic conditions with a maximum score of 15 out of 14 out of 20. Investment climate with a maximum score of 13 out of 20. International conflict with a maximum of 12 out of 20. Right, these are all 20, na? Look at this: 10 for political, 10 for political, and the remaining 5 each, remaining 2, 5 each, right? So what you're doing is you have grouped the factors, all the risk factors. These are all risk factors. You group the factors and you're giving the rating for each group of each factor. Okay, right? This 15 is out of 20. 10 plus 5 plus 5 is 20. That is a total. Out of 20, 15 is your score. The highest score is for less risky economy. The lowest score is for high risky economy. That's condition. Fine. For all these risk factors, these are the scores you have assigned. 15, 14, 13, 12, 8, 8, 6, 10, 8, and 6. Right? Then finally you will come out with a you'll come out with a score. What is this? The maximum points are assigned to each component will vary and preset within the system, and it is decided on the importance, weightage of that component to the overall risk of the country. Okay, and take the total, okay, let's say 15 plus 14 plus 13 plus 12 plus 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 10 plus 8 plus 6. You get some amount by how many factors are there? A to Z, A to J, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10.
10 into 20, 200, right? And you count all these things, right? Right, 15 plus 14 plus 13 plus 12 plus 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 10 plus 8 plus 6, right? This amount by 200 multiplied with 100, you will get a score. If you can do it, yeah, can you try?
50%, sir.
50%. 50% is just above, right? Right. And it is not high risk, but it is risky. If it is less than 50%, it is highly risky. But it is not highly risky. It is risky. It is not safe. Your safe zone is between 70 and 100%. Okay. So then we'll fit this equation into this formula. So, yeah, country risk is equal to take this figures. After attaining the above scores, composite risk rating is computed by giving different weights for political, financial, and economic risk ratings. Each of the above risks may be given equal weight or different weights. For example, the following formula can be adopted where one gives 30% weight to political risk, another, okay, then 35% to economic risk. These are weights. Okay, 30% means 0.3. Okay, then another gives or you give economic risk 35% or 0.35. Then financial risk 0.35 or 35%. Okay, these are all the risks, right? This is the country risk score. The second paragraph, this system. Yeah. Country risk is the composite of all this, right? Then yeah, what is this total? It comes to
1, sir.
it comes 70 plus 31. Yeah, 1. It is highest. These are the weights. Okay, then the highest rating. Okay, you know, it might be copied and pasted here. There is some more data missing. Yeah, there is one more step missing. This is the general rule. Look at this. There's one paragraph which is missing in between. Right. This is a conclusion. Yeah, this is a conclusion. This is your opinion. Right. Before you arrive at opinion, right, your country risk is multiplied. Multiplied. Okay. You have to take the product of these weights. Political risk is 0.3. Okay. Political risk is 0.3. And financial risk is 0.35. Economic risk also is 0.35. What are the factors okay, which you have to multiply with these weights. Those factors are not given here. Okay, I'll just copy this and paste here in a Word document. Just give me a minute, I'm just taking. Yeah, this is the country risk calculation, right? Let us say, uh, you know, political factors. What are the political factors? Political factors. What are the political factors? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
The
Yes,
word.
sir.
Okay. Yeah. Just hold on. Yeah, hold on here. Just give me a minute. Okay. I'll just. Political factors. If you know, also you can give me, right? Or I'll just have to give you. Political factors. What are the political factors? Yeah. Can you give me? Yeah. Yeah, these are political factors, right? Let us say if the weight of political factors is 0.3. Okay, for tax policy, if you're giving a score, absolute score of, let's say if a country is giving a tax holiday, then you give, let's say out of 100, all these are out of 100. Let's say you're giving 90 marks for this country. Then labor laws, your labor laws are very good, right? You don't trouble the companies much, right? And you're giving 80 marks here. The environmental law also, it's not so troublesome. Then you gave 80 marks here also, 80 marks, right? Then trade restrictions. Yeah, this is very rigid in this country, and tariffs also. The country is very rigid, 50 marks you're giving. Okay, political stability, 50-50. Yeah, it is not very safe, but 50-50, right? Look at this, 90 into 0.3, 90 into 0. Okay, 0.3, and 80 into 0.3, 80 into, okay, into 0.3, 60 into 0.3, 50 into 0.3, 50 into 0.3. Okay, this is multiplied. Right. Yes, 0. Okay, what is this answer? You're assigning a weight of 3, and the score is, actual score is 90. right? And it comes to
27, sir.
27. Okay, then this comes to
24.
24, and this comes to
24.
24. Okay, and this comes to
18.
yeah. Let's say 4 factors will take. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4 factors. Yeah, we'll take 4 factors. Tariff and restrictions put together, and this is
18.
18. 18. Okay, so what is this total? 27, 24, 24, 18. All
93, sir.
93. Okay, so 93 by how many are there? How many factors? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 factors is equal to
23.25.
23.25. Okay, 23.25 is this. Okay, 23 point, this part is 23.25. And likewise you get here, and likewise you get here, right? You get here something, right? All put together, if you get a score of, 70, then it is safe to enter that country. That is the meaning there. Okay, we don't have that much time to elaborate on this. Okay, look at this. Very high risk, less than 40. High risk, 40 to 50. Okay, moderate risk, 50 to 60. Low risk, 60 to 70. Safe zone, you don't have any kallu moskone. Okay, आंख बंद करके जाइए, business setup कीजिए. 70 to 100 points. Okay, and we'll check some of the, what are the factors which affect the country risk rating. Yeah, what are the factors? Am I sharing this document, your document with you? No. You're still seeing the Word document.
Yes, sir. It is still a Word document only.
Okay.
Sir, what is the difference between tax policy and tariff?
Tariff is, when you're importing, it's simply import duty. Tariffs are import duties. Tariffs are import duties.
Okay.
Yeah. What are the factors? These are the factors, right? Political factors, tax policy, labor law, environmental law. These are all factors only, na? Political factors. And likewise, you can go on reading that document. Okay. Now I'll just we're done with the timer. Okay. There's so much to talk about. Right. I have to discuss on this. Okay. Yeah. I had to discuss on this, then yeah. Which one am I sharing?
What is the political system? PowerPoint presentation.
Okay. Yeah, this is, we have already done it. Okay, all these things, communism, individualism, democracy, all this, much better than me. Okay, economic system Economic system, you may not be knowing, right? Yeah. Economic system. Yeah, economic system. There are three types of economic system: market economies, command economies, mixed economies. Market economies means all things are governed by, the market forces decide everything in that economy. I'm sorry, this one. Yeah, market forces, they decide everything there. Okay, they determine, it is all between it is all depending on the interaction between demand and supply. Okay, this is market economy. Nothing is in the hands of the government or the state. It is all decided by all productive activities are privately owned, and production is determined. Supply also is determined. Demand also is determined by the market. Okay. So in this economy, the government's role is only facilitating. Okay. It facilitates, no more a regulator. It's a facilitator between the producers and the suppliers. Okay. The producers and the consumers of the goods and services, right? In command economies, governments plan goods and services that a country produces. Okay, how much should be the output? The government decides. The government plans. This is what I'm always worried about. I'll close it, sir. We should close by 5:30, na?
Yes, sir. 5:30.
You said 5:30.
5:30. Okay. I'll not take more than 5:30. Okay. Because I'm not giving break. Okay. So, I'm worried about this command, this kind of market economy where everything is left to the free hands of the economy, right? What I want is this for education sector. Command economy is required. When you look at the education sector, what is this? The government should decide how many MBAs should we need, how many doctors we need, how many engineers we need, how many polytechnics we need, diploma holders we need, how many fitters or turners or the technicians we need, right? And the government should decide. When government plans and decides that we need at a management level these many roles are there, okay, vacant. It's going to happen in 10 years down the line. For 10 years you should plan now and set up the allow the permit, give the permission for the institutes to launch the programs, right? Look at this. The government should say we need 10 MBA colleges or 100 MBA colleges, right? And the norms are this, the syllabus should be this. The government should notify, and accordingly, whoever can deliver those programs should apply, and only those people should be allowed to set up the management colleges, right? So that is how it should be. But what happens is, in a free economy, everything is left to the fate, right? I just take money and give permission, take money and give permission, because government wants money, right? Licensing fee, it gets. So I'll take money and, maybe white money as a fee and black money as a bribe, whatever it is. I take money and set up the institutes. As a result, what happens is there is surplus of MBAs on the roads. There's an MBA because you're not insisting on the kind of curriculum, okay, that you want that institute to impart. And he's just an MBA without skill to do anything in the corporate. As a result, he is not employable without MBA degree, right? So this is the problem of this country. Okay, it is not a command economy. It is not planning. Okay, the goods and services that country produces. Okay, And how much of, I'm talking about the education sector, any other sector, in case of vaccine also, they don't have a proper plan. Okay, all business are, owned by the state, and the planning is done in such a way, right, as per the command, it is delivered, right? Command economy, mixed economy. We are a mixed economy. We are not so free economy like the United States, where everything is decided by the private players, nor like some of the autocratic economies where the majesty, okay, the king or the ruler dictate that I want these many MBAs after 10 years, I want these many engineers after 10 years, right? It is not command economy. Ours is a mixed economy. No, it is not only the dictatorial or autocracy, it is also in the communist countries. You can see in Russia and China and North Korea also, same scenario, Cuba also, right? So ours is neither command economy nor free economy, but ours is a mixed economy where certain sectors of the economy are left to the private ownership, right? While the other sectors are given to the uh, yeah, government, state-owned. Strategic units are all left to the government. Nuclear, products, all nuclear products, okay, are left or reserved with the government. Only governments can produce and sell. Okay. Then legal system, economic system. Okay, three types of economic system. Then legal system. What's a legal system? The rules and set of rules and norms, okay, which regulate the behavior of the business internationally. Okay. Then the system to be more specific, it's a system in a country which is influenced by prevailing political system. Okay. And what is legal here may be illegal in other countries, as I told you. And legal systems are important for business, more particularly for international business, because they define how business transactions are executed, how they are supposed to be executed. And they identify the rights and obligations of the parties involved in the business transactions, particularly international business transactions. Now, what are the different legal systems available? Now, there are three popular legal systems available across the globe. That is common law, which is based on the tradition, precedent, and customs. Okay. Now, for example, in Saudi Arabia, if somebody, if uh, let's say, if you're a Muslim in any of the Gulf countries, if you're consuming pork, okay, you will be penalized. You will be penalized, right? And how? What is that? What is that? Out of tradition, out of precedent, out of custom, that particular law came. Now you'll find in the supermarket, in the pork area, they'll keep a board, right? Not for Muslims. That means any other person can consume, but if a Muslim happens to consume that, that's a criminal offense. Okay, right? That's out of custom, tradition, and maybe yeah. And that is also theocratic law. I'll come back to that. Right? Civic law, based on the detailed set of laws organized into codes. Civil law, okay, civic law or civil law, based on the detailed set of laws organized into codes, right? You cannot interrupt your neighbor from discharging, from fulfilling his, religious or cultural, activities. You cannot restrict a person. If somebody is worshiping, in one way, you cannot restrict him. If you don't like it, you stop doing that. But you don't have any right to say that the way you are doing is wrong, therefore I must stop. Right? This is not allowed. This is civic law based on detailed set of laws, right? And likewise, this, uh, some of the laws, right? Some of the laws are, what is that? That is merged into, what is that? what is that? Okay, that is merged into common law. Okay, oh, that's related to marriage. That's related to marriage. What's that law? If you can help me, it's related to marriage in Muslim culture. Uh, what is that, ma? What is that called?
Not sure, sir. Not sure.
Uh, there is some law. Okay, recently the government.
Triple taluk, I thought that one.
No, there's one law recently they have amended, right?
Triple talaq.
Huh?
Triple talaq.
Triple talak.
Triple talaq, yeah, triple talaq. But there's separate name for that. Triple talaq is our, right. Actually, yeah, actually, this is based on the tradition. Okay, this is based on the tradition, right? This is based on the tradition. But it is not Islamic. One of my friends from Tehran says he's born brought up in Tehran. Okay, he was my PhD student, and now he is the vice chancellor of Islamic Azad University. He was telling, I was just casually, I was asking, I was curious to know. Please pardon me if I'm, because we are discussing. If I'm wrong, please do correct me, right? It is only to discuss, okay, not to do nothing to do with any argument, okay. So you have a freedom to do whatever you have, whatever I have a freedom to worship whatever I have, okay. It's nothing to do with our freedom of faith, okay. So yeah, this is this triple talaq is only, he was telling, it is only in the Arabian culture, right? He's a Persian, and they're very, very orthodox Muslims. And he was saying, I said, Mr. Ali, Dr. Ali, I was out of curiosity, do you have only one wife? He said, yes, doctor, I have one wife. But up to 3 it is allowed, right? No, we in our culture it is not allowed. Look at this. Look at this. This is not religious, but it is tradition. It is a tradition. Religious means if it is in the law, it is allowed. That is religious, theocratic law. Law is based on religious teaching. Now, for example, what is religious teaching? At a certain age, once a girl crosses a certain age, right? The law says that you must wear abhaya without fail, right? So that's a religious law. That's a religious law, right? And it is not related to one region. It is not pertaining to one country or one culture, right? There's the religion, from that religion, and 5 times you must pray. Okay, that's coming from religion. Okay, it is whether you're a Saudi, whether you're an Indian or an American, Australian, if you're following Islam, you must pray 5 times to God, right? So this is what, this is not with the tradition, it is with the religion. So what comes, the law coming out of religion is theocratic law. The law coming out of, practice is a common law. Tradition, culture, custom is common law. The law coming, out of what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do to keep, to live happily with each other is a civil law. Is a civil law. I have a freedom to go fast, ride fast the bike, but I don't have freedom to, crash, dash everybody and then go fast. I don't have that freedom, right? I have freedom to go fast, but in that speed, I don't have freedom to just, kill people and go fast, right? So I'm not allowed to do. I'm not allowed. I'm allowed. To say this, it's a civic law. Okay, right? And a company which is entering into an economy, it should be mindful of these things, right? Yeah. Contract Act, very well. Contract Act is known to all of us. Okay. Yeah. Contract, a document which specifies the conditions. And a contract is an agreement, simply. A contract is an agreement. Did you have business law? Do you have business law? Yes, sir. Do you have business law? Okay, right. So a document which specifies the conditions under which, it may say like that, a contract is simply, it is an agreement between two parties. Okay. And what are the rules of the contract system, legal systems? Okay, you should be mindful of. Right. Then we will stop here for the day. We'll stop here for the day. I will now ask for the questions and doubts. Yes, sir. Then I will come back to your document, because ultimately you have to write the exam. Yeah. Any questions? Any
No,
questions?
sir, nothing, sir.
Okay. Then lastly, I will come back to this investment analysis. I'll share this to you. Yeah, investment analysis. Okay, what is investment analysis? Foreign investment analysis. Foreign investment analysis. Investment analysis. Yeah, what is investment analysis? Okay, capital financial management. Did you complete?
Yes, sir.
In financial management, you might have come across these things, right?
Right.
What are those things? You might have come across net present value. You might have come across your internal rate of return. You might have come across your payback period, right? Now, before you invest your money, you must make capital investment analysis, right? Like what?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Actually, if your mixed batches are going, actually our batch did not have financial management subject as not completed that semester. Only we did not had, so we don't know about the things related to it, and we are not aware about that subject. So can you give me some glance of example and then explain it through an example, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sorry to interrupt you at this time.
No. It is good that you asked me. Okay, it's good that you asked me. Right. If you ask me like that only, I'll be able to know, right? Then I can just discuss on that. Okay. Capital
Okay.
budgeting is investment management. Okay, investment analysis or capital investment decision. When you're going for international business, you have to make analysis of the capital investment. And there are techniques. Okay, the first technique is payback period. Payback period. What is payback period? How many years do I take to recollect or recoup the money that I'm investing? Let's say 100 crores I'm keeping. How long does it take for me to get back this 100 crores? Is it 5 years? If it is 5 years, the payback period is 5 years. Let's say first year I get 20 crores. Okay. Second year I get 50 crores. Third year I get 70 crores. Okay. How much did I invest? I invested 100 crores. And by what year it becomes 100 crores? When I'm recouping back through cash inflows. I'm getting sales, right? I'm getting revenue. When I'm getting revenue, first year I got 20 plus, second year I got 30, 50 it became. Third year I got 50, it became 100. Fine, my payback period is 100. Within 3 years, I'm sorry, my payback period is 3 years. I'm sorry. Within 3 years, I got my investment back. Okay, that's payback period, right? Now you may say, sir, the money that you're going to get in future, it gets discounted, right? The rupee value today is much less tomorrow, right? With what you can buy today, You cannot buy with the same amount after 1 year or after 5 years. You may have to pay double what you're paying now for the same service. Let's say after 5 years, I may get a triple bedroom flat. Now I'm getting for 30,000. After 5 years, it may cost me 40, 50,000, right? What is that? Is there any improvement in the flat quality? No, the flat is same, but the price, the rental has increased by 20,000. What is that? It is deteriorating nature of money value. Due to that, you had to pay more. Okay. Now, for the same service, for the same product, what you're going to get 100 crores in 3 years span is not worth 100 crores, but it is much less than 100 crores. It is much less than. How? Sir, if the money gets deteriorated by 10% every year, the worth of 20 crores which you're going to receive after 1 year is not 20 crores, but discount with 10%. How? 20 crores, 20 into, okay, 1 by 1 plus R. What is 1 by 1 plus I to the power R? I is the interest rate, R is the number of years, okay? And 1 by 1 plus I whole to the power N or R. Some authors keep N, some authors keep R. Okay, 1 by 1 plus I whole power N or R, okay, is a discount factor. And all that factors are tabulated for 10% is 0.909, 0.909, and multiply 0.909 with 20,000 or 20 crores. Can you just 20? Can you calculate quickly? 20 into 0.909. Quickly.
18.18, sir.
Oh, that's 18.18. Okay, 18.18 crores only. 18 crores, 18 lakhs is the worth of this 20 crores. With what you can buy for 18 crores, 18 lakhs now, you will be paying 20 crores after 1 year. You had to pay for the same service, for the same plant, same machine. You have to pay 20 crores after 1 year, but you can pay just today 18.18 crores. Okay, that is the meaning, right? This is payback period. And likewise, you discount every year's cash flows, and you reduce it to present values. All the future cash flows, you'll reduce it to present value. Then you get not 80, 100 crores. Okay, you will get somewhere around 80 crores. Oh, this 3 years, the value that you get within 3 years, I am recouping back all that I invest. No, that's wrong. Okay, now you try to, sir, this is wrong. Okay, I'm not able to recoup back. All right, I'm getting only 80 crores, right? Another 20 crores I need. I'll go to another next year, 4th year. Now 4th year full revenue I don't need. Okay, within 6 months I'm getting, right? So 3.5 years, this is discounted payback period. The future cash flows are discounted to the present value, and you are calculating payback period as usual. What is that? Number of years taken to recoup money back. That's payback period. Okay. Now I'll just do one thing. This is a bit lengthy. I'll take a session tomorrow. Maybe this is useful for you for financial management also. Okay. I'll just take first half an hour on this capital budgeting, capital investment analysis, right? Capital investment decisions, right? Because if I start all those techniques, if I'm going on speaking, it appears it's easy, but it is good that if you, see and listen to me. I don't have PPT ready. It's there, but I have to search. And as I search, I'll be wasting your time. For the next class, I'll get the presentation ready. I'll complete those things, net present value, rate of return, all these things. Then talk about the investment analysis for the country. Then we'll go to the next block. Okay. So this is what first 40 minutes we'll do this, and before going to the next block. Is that okay?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So any questions? Otherwise, we'll close it here.
No question, sir.
It's clear, sir.
And one more thing, sir, if you're held up anywhere, since the number is less, uh, yeah, number is less. I'm just sharing my number. Okay, here in the chat box, you can message your doubts here.
All right, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Because unless you tell me, just now Abu Bakr said, we're not clear, and a teacher is very happy when somebody requests like that. We are happy to share, we are happy to discuss. Okay. And the thing is, we don't know whether you know it or not, right? And why? Because if you know it already and we go on speaking, it's boring for you. If you don't know certain things, and if you raise a question, then we explain that, then you are happy and we are happy. But if you know it already, and if I go on bombarding, it's irritating, boring, right? Agree with me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, agreed.
Yes,
I am the 2018 batch, sir. My second semester completed. That's why I said I know.
Okay.
Remaining all are 2019 batch, sir. So they don't have second semester syllabus also.
Oh, Acha, you have already completed your financial management course.
Yeah, second semester completed, sir.
Okay. You have written the exam also.
Yeah, exam also passed also, sir.
Good. And it is interesting. Financial management is interesting.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, and it is useful also in your jobs, because if you're onto projects, if you're is there anybody working on project management? Are there any project managers?
No, sir, but in my company, project management department is there, sir. I know the managers and all their work. I know, sir.
Okay. Okay. May I know your profiles, please? Okay, I didn't. I'm not. If you don't mind, can you? I'll just close the sharing. I think we have 3 minutes. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Yes,
can you please open your videos if you don't mind? Okay, if it is not inconvenient, so that in a regular class we know each other because we see face to face.
right.
Yeah, but since you're at home, I cannot force you to just open. It's not proper. But if you can, just to see you, to recognize you only. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. If you cannot, also no problem. No problem. I think Ayappa. I see Mr. Ayappa.
Yes, sir.
I see Mr. Sandeep. Yeah, Sandeep. Ayappa, where are you working for?
In Arvindo Pharma Limited, sir.
Arabindo. Okay. I have a student who works in finance department. He's a chartered accountant. Okay, I'll get back to you. Yeah,
Yes.
and I see Sandeep.
Yes, sir.
You're working for?
I'm working in post office, sir.
Sorry?
Post office.
Oh, you're working for central government of India.
Yes.
Right. And yes, sir. Yes, madam. Okay, Mr. Abu Bakr.
Yes, sir.
You're working for?
So I'm working for Infosys, sir.
Okay. Then when I'm talking about technology, then I must be careful, right? Yeah. I'm careful. You're a software engineer, or
no, sir. I'm a HR manager, sir.
Okay, you're HR manager in Infosys. Okay. Then I'm not teaching HR, so therefore I can be a little bold. If I'm talking about HR, then no, I'm teaching, then you're doing, right? So you have more knowledge. Right. Thank you, Mr. Abu Bakr. Then I think this Vignani is there. Yes, ma'am. You're working for?
I'm working in Cognizant as MIS analyst.
MIS, okay, Management Information Systems. Okay, great, great. Then we'll go to Sandeep is done, Ayappa has done. Ramya,
Sir, I am preparing for banking exam, sir.
banking, okay, okay. You're in MCOM also?
No, sir, I'm only for MBA.
Okay, okay, good, ma, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
And then, international business, some of the papers that you're doing now are useful there. Okay, economy, points related to the economy.
Ah, yes, sir.
And Mishra and Puri, you will get good, good points from Mishra and Puri, Indian economy by Mishra and Puri.
Oh, okay, sir.
Then we have Rebecca. And Rebecca. Okay, if she's not available, Ruxana.
So I work for an IT company in Hyderabad. I'm an HR by profession.
Okay. Okay. May we know the company?
Yeah, it's
What's that? Okay.
it's iBase. It's iBase IT. Yeah.
What is that?
iBase IT.
iBase IT. iBase IT.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a product development company.
Okay. Right. What's your okay. IT means I don't know anything in IT. Okay.
Not a problem.
I don't understand. Right. Okay. Ruxana, yes, madam. Ruxana Sheikh.
Yes. That's it. I believe there must be somebody else who's wanting to say more about their profession.
Rebecca, you want to say something? Rebecca? Madam. Okay, she has completed. Yeah, you can go ahead, Ruxana.
I already told.
Yeah.
I've already mentioned. I work for an IT company. It was me, sir.
An IT company. Okay.
Yeah, it was me. It was me.
Okay. Then we'll close it. We'll close it for the day. Right. I think I got almost all. Right. Ramya, I got. Ramya, I didn't get. I think Ramya is busy. Right. Except Ramya.
Sir, as I told us, I am banking preparation.
Preparing for banks, right, Ramya? Okay. Okay. So thank you all for the day. Okay. Good day. Take care. And feel free to express your feedback. If you're not clear of anything, just shoot a message. Okay. I'll just try to change the pattern or anything that you want. Okay. Take care. Good day.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Good day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye.